everyone, it's Haze, and in today's video we are once again going to do the Miraculous Monday meme review where my friend Hedge finds me the very best Miraculous memes from across the internet and I react to them. And I just realised I no longer have to say what I normally say about leaks and stuff. This is just so weird to get used to. Like every time I go to edit like a voiceover video, you have like on the video editor you have like different tracks depending like what images you want to be like above each other. So I put like the little background image in of all the heroes, and then right at the start I have like a little file called warning, which is the text file to say please no leaks. And every time I go to put it in, then I'm like, you don't need to, and it's a little bit jarring. Kind of part of me thinks I need just like an opening, the same opening page for the video. It's difficult to get used to. So yeah, the meme review. It's the first one after the end of season 5. I'm getting used to there not being any regular content from the show anymore. It's a bit weird, and because I was feeling sad, as you can see, I went to get my hair cut. If you're in the therapy live stream, you'll already have seen it. Do you like it? I think it makes me look even younger. And I'm not just, saying that. The day I got it done, my mum came and dropped me back off home, and then she had to go to work. So I was in the house alone, and like an hour later, a man from a charity knocked at the door. I answered the door. He stared at me for like a solid 2 seconds and then was like, "Are your mum and dad in?" And I was like, "No." It was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I can't let 15-year-olds fill this in." And I was like, this is embarrassing. I'm turning 27. Anyway, so let's get on with the meme review, besties. So, the first meme. Marinette, I am just a normal girl with a normal life. 1. Your parents have the most famous bakery in Paris where even celebrities visit. Your uncle is a professional, well-known chef. Your ex-boyfriend is son of the famous rock star Jagged Stones. Multiple of them. You study in the same school as the daughter of the mayor of Paris. Not really sure that's an advantage. Your boyfriend is a model whose father is a billionaire. Your best friend Kagami is very rich as her mother is also, most likely, a billionaire. And Hedge said, and she's a superhero? What's your excuse? Look, to be fair, I was about to say to be fair to the Marinette in the show, I feel like I'm a normal girl with a normal life kind of applied before the show started, because like prior to Origins she is pretty normal. However, I take your point, all of these things, so that's why I prefer movie Marinette, because she is a normal girl with a normal life. None of this pretty much happens. Yeah, parents own a bakery, but there's no talk about being super famous. Don't hear anything about her uncle. She doesn't date Luca. Yeah, she goes to school with Chloe, but that's just a school. Stuff like Kagami's not even in the movie, things like that. So in the movie, she's very much more so a normal girl with a normal life. Which is why I prefer the movie to the show. Okay. To be fair, I feel like the movie's really good. I've been really annoyed. Obviously, I can't say too much because I don't think the movie will be out by the time this is going up. I mean, out on Netflix, obviously. But like, people just bashing it unnecessarily on Twitter. Like, it's fine if you don't like it. Like, this is a problem I have with just like Miraculous commentary in general, is that it is completely fine not to like a certain aspect to it, whether it's the whole movie or a whole episode. For example, I have quite a bit of beef with the episode representation. It's completely fine to dislike it, but be constructive about it instead of just, mindless hate, you know what I mean? Like, if this was my show, like, as much as I don't like Thomas, I would definitely be getting upset the amount of hate it would receive. I wouldn't be hateful back to them, which Thomas often is, which is kind of the reason I don't like his response, and I've since stopped following him on Twitter because I just can't stand it anymore. But like, I would be really upset about it with the way people just mindlessly bash it. Like, don't get me wrong, I feel like the show, like for example Representation, which I don't think was a very good episode, it deserves to be called out when like the moment presents itself. For example, Representation. But you don't have to be so rude about it. You know what I mean? Like, you can dislike something without being horrible. You know what I mean? I don't like it, but I hope you will enjoy the movie when it comes out. A lot of other people didn't, and that's fine. They were like, oh, it was too different from the show, and I was like, yeah, it was. However, I was like, Jeremy told us all it was gonna be. It was his retelling, it was his version of it. So like, I went into the cinema expecting something different, and I got something different because that's what he told you. He didn't say it was going to be the same, because what would be the point of that? It's a waste of money. Just go watch the show. Anyway, next meme. Oriko, I can't grant a power that belongs to a Kwami, and I can't interfere with a Kwami's magic. Wishmaker, Truth, Miraculous, Timebreaker, Time Tagger, and Unmasker. Look, Oriko's power is a little bit weird. Actually, not just Oriko, both Oriko and Ziggy. I do feel at that point it was like, okay, well, we need to give like everyone in the class a Miraculous. There has to be one for each of them. What powers shall we give them? And I just feel like already, like, Ziggy's on its own. It is just like creation. We already have a ladybug, and whilst yeah, when you do the lucky charm you can't really control it. Peacock is also like creation, obviously very different. You can create like a real biological being that can like live a full life. Like, you can pick what you want. Same with the goat. So I feel with both Oriko and Ziggy, their powers are just a little bit, you know, that's a bad way to phrase it, but it just seems like they're a bit of an afterthought, kind of, if that makes sense, because it's not that they don't make sense, because they do make sense, but rather I don't see the point of them. And if the rooster is so powerful, then why doesn't Marinette use that? Like, she'd never use the rooster, I'm pretty sure, so it's just a bit like, bit strange. Yeah, I don't really get it, I'll be brutally honest with you. Don't really get it. I think both the goat and the rooster are just very strange Miraculouses. Maybe it's just because we haven't really seen them in action much, but I'm just a bit like, what's the point of you two? I love Mark, not so keen on Nathaniel, but yeah. I don't see much of the point in either of their Miraculouses, sadly. Anyway, next meme. The inhabitants of Paris normally when a villain attacks. The inhabitants of Paris in Deflagration Part 2 when villain attacks. They were going for it. Like, yeah, most of the time you're completely right, they do just hide. But like, you know, they were there for it. Which is kind of why Revolution is a bit strange to me. Because like, they were all for, like, especially the kids, all for going out to defeat Monarch Daddy with like paint guns. Literally all they had, paint guns, and akumatized Chloe. Nothing else to their name, and he is infinitely more powerful because when you transformed you have like super, well, not super strength as in you're super strong, but like you don't take as much damage and stuff. Like Ladybug and Cat Noir, yeah, they take a bit of fall, they'll be kind of hurt, but they don't break any bones, you know what I mean? So it'd be much harder to incapacitate him as just like a normal teenager against this grown ass man. So then in Revolution, when Chloe was like taking over Paris in her dictatorship and all the kids were like, can we do this? And I was like, you did it half the season ago with someone who actually was transformed into a supervillain, and you carried an Akuma villain to him. Why are you questioning it? Why are you waiting? Just go! The logic of these children, they are the stupidest people alive, I swear to God. Like, sometimes they have amazing bouts of intelligence and creativity and I'm like, wow, you're amazing. Then other times I'm like, how did you manage to survive on this planet this long with that level of intelligence? How did you manage it? Because you should be dead by now. Like, I swear to God, I don't know what we're going to do with Lila next season, but it does seem from the ending that she's just going to be straight back at school with them pretending to be someone else. And if they don't recognise her, I'm going to be fuming, I'm going to be fuming, and I'm going to be fuming for the rest of my life about it. Next meme. So it's from Anonymous. It's Andre. Gets criticised once, gets akumatized. I mean, yeah. How did... Oh god, it's been a while. So the first time he would have been in Glaciator. How did he get akumatized the first time? Like, what was the reason? I don't even remember. I'm assuming it's something to do with Ladybug and Cat Noir. God, it's been a while since I've seen Glaciator. I don't even remember. All I remember from the episode is that Ladybug and Cat Noir have a bit of an argument, and then to try, because like he won't attack couples, they like walk down the street like a couple, and Cat Noir's like, you're leading me on here, this isn't very fair, and she's like, yeah, I know, but it was just for the mission or whatever. That's all I remember. Honestly, I couldn't tell you the last time I sat down and properly watched a season 1 episode. I've been watching a couple of them with my niece, but I haven't been really concentrating. My niece has just started watching Miraculous. She's still on season 1. We were watching Copycat the other day. I really like Copycat actually. So I don't remember why. But you know, Andre, he's just super duper sensitive, and also I can't blame him for having such a hard time with the Love Square shenanigans. I swear to God, after the reveal, before you tell anyone else, Alia, Suhan, whoever, tell this man that you two are the same people, because he ships Adrian and Marinette and he ships Ladybug and Cat Noir. He needs to know the truth, otherwise he's going to be the next person to try and take over Paris as a dictator. You probably won't even need to be akumatized to do it. He'll just flip one day and decides like, no, I'm sorry, I have to do this, people of Paris. Because these two teenagers, who he thinks are full teenagers, are annoying him so darn much, and honestly I wouldn't blame him for it. I'd be right there with him helping him. Next meme. So Miraculous Tales of Ladybug and Cat Noir, Miraculous of Adrian wasn't a cave now shipper. This show could have ended in season 3 if Adrian would just let his father speak. Hashtag blame Adrian. No. Right, I don't think that's part of like the only reason why Miraculous has been that long. I'm gonna do like a whole video about like, was the time length of this arc worth it? So I won't really get into it in this video, but like, I'm sorry, the Gabenath comes first, Hedge, and Gabenath will always come first, and I will ship it to my grave, even though we got very little Gabenath content other than the wrestling and the time she tried to shoot him in the finale with a crossbow. What a queen. But Gabenath will always take priority. Sorry. Next meme. Julika, who wants to do modelling and finally sums up the courage to do it. Me. Alia taking that away just to ship Adrian and Marinette. Also me. I mean, Julika has never since said anything about it, so I'm sorry that I do not feel more sympathy because she hasn't mentioned it once. Honestly, reflect all. That episode was a bit strange, and also no offence Marinette, the outfits you designed were so ugly. I hated them. Really disliked them. Intensely, I'll be brutally honest with you. I hated every single second of seeing the two of you wear those outfits. Julika didn't pull it off any better either, so I'm glad it wasn't her first proper modelling job, because no, disgusting. Next meme. Shadow Daddy in Crocodile. What could be worse than not being loved by your own father? Adrian. Hedge said, no sympathy, blame Adrian. Hedge! He's been abused! You're horrible. Cause as well, oh my god, what episode is it? Is it Dearest Family? Where like Adrian, he wants to spend time with his father on Galette Day, or oh, what's the French name for it? I've forgotten the French name for it. And Shadow Daddy's just up in his lair eating a galette to himself, and I'm like, what about your son? As well, because I've been rewatching season 5 all week. There's a bit in it's in Intuition right at the end. He's like, Adrian, I want to spend time with you. It's gonna be great. We're gonna, you know, that's my greatest wish, to spend more time with you. So obviously he's dying. And then an episode later, he's like, oh, Adrian's now spending more time with his girlfriend than with me. Time to break them up, I guess. I'm gonna akumatize someone to do that for me. What is wrong with you? Why do you have this obsession with these children? Get it together, Gabriel babes. Anyway, next meme. We will see if you are still smiling after I wipe that smile from your face with my cataclysm. No, what are you doing? What's happened to you? And then Felix said, that's the cousin I love. Beat him up. Felix would 100% like be there for that. I'm actually really looking forward to seeing how Felix fits into the hero dynamic, because pretty much everyone in the team, in like their own way, is quite, you know, very much a very good character, alignment good, no doubt about it. Whereas Felix, he's definitely heading into the hero side, but like I don't think he's gonna, depending on the situation anyway, I don't necessarily think he's gonna be all for what Ladybug tells him to do. The thing with Felix is that I think he likes being in charge. Kind of part of me, even though I like the idea of him being on the team, I'm assuming he's still going to be living in London. So I feel like Felix is only going to come every so often as and when the characters really need him to help for something, because I feel like he's going to prefer being like a lone wolf, so to speak, because I don't think he's going to work super well under someone else's leadership. Like if Felix was in charge, I think it would all go fine. But because Felix isn't the leader, nor is he even second in command, he's gonna have to be like a team player. I don't know, I just get the impression that Felix wants to be in charge, like he needs to be in charge. That's why, like I always said, like obviously we know it didn't happen, but any kind of relationship between Felix and Lila, whether it was going to be romantic or platonic or whatever, and they were both villains, I feel like it wouldn't work because they would both want to be in charge and wouldn't want to do what the other person said, so they just basically keep one-upping each other until they had to split apart. Whereas Marinette and Adrian are Ladybug and Cat Noir. Adrian, even though he has leadership qualities, he is more than happy for Marinette or Ladybug, whichever like pairing it is. He is happy for her to be in charge. Same with Gabriel and Natalie. Not so much in season 5 because obviously what happened in Evolution, but again she is more than happy to just help Gabriel, whilst Natalie could definitely lead on her own, as we saw in Passion. For most of the time she is happy to let Gabriel be in charge and she'll help in whatever way she can. Felix, I don't think he's going to be like that. I don't think he's going to be just as happy to whatever Ladybug says. So I'm going to be really interested to see what kind of dynamic he brings to the team. Like I was talking about this with Ahmed, one of my friends, one of my mods, last night, about like Chloe's redemption and how we both really liked it, like back in season 2 and stuff, when she was still on the team, because she didn't just blindly follow what Ladybug said, and because she wasn't, you know, 100% good, she wasn't super duper nice like Julika and Rose and Milena, for example. She like brought a bit of like spice to the team because she still had that sassiness to her. So obviously no Chloe, she's not on the hero team as much as I would like it to be. It's not because I dislike Zoe, I love Zoe, but I still really like Chloe too. So I'm hoping Felix brings a little bit of that, brings like a little different kind of dynamic to the superhero team when he is used. So the last meme of the meme review is the meme reviewer viewer submission meme. I always struggle really saying that. So if you want to be in with a chance of having your meme featured in the meme review, it's super duper simple. Hedge's instructions are on the screen, but let me explain it to you. In the description box is a link to my Discord server. Come and join, it's a fun time. Even if you don't want to submit a meme, it's just, yeah, a nice place. It's a lovely little community. I love it there. I think it's great, obviously, because it's mine. And then we have a channel for the meme reviewer viewer submission meme, so it has to be a meme you have created, not one you found. We have a separate channel for that, and then everyone votes on them to see which one wins, and it's in the meme review. So this week's winner, Hedge said, I swear it's a real name, M&M's Pancake Chan. M&M's Pancake Chan also won one of the competitions for the last screaming session. I know it's a real name. I swear, like I said in that screaming session for recreation, some of you just have the weirdest screen names, just in case you win a meme review or one of the competitions for screaming sessions, that I have to read it out. And I'm like, could you please like call yourself something normal, like Jeff? I don't know. Anyway, so this meme, so it's of Hawk Daddy from the movie with Nuru, Gloob on a weekend, haze. Yeah. It's not good. And I was about to say they don't have that hold over me anymore since like the season's over, and they actually haven't finished airing it. Like from the moment of filming this, I think they've either just aired or are about to air Revolution. So I mean, they're not behind, they're nearly done, but like I was a little bit like, how come you're like not steaming ahead? Like, you know, earlier in the season they were showing perfection and emotion super duper early, so I was like, what's going on? I was 100% expecting Gloob to air it, and they, as in the finale, and they didn't. I was surprised. I thought they were gonna do it, and you know, I really like a Gloob release because by the time I wake up, the subtitles are out. So sometimes with the French I gotta wait a bit longer, not that much longer, but just because, you know, time differences in the country I live in, stuff like that. So yeah, actually I really miss Gloob. However, Miraculous Day on the 8th of August, Gloob, I think they were saying on Instagram, they are definitely doing something for it. So I can't wait, although I probably won't end up reporting on it until the day after, because again, time differences. So anyway, besties, that was everything for this week's meme review. I'd love to know what your favourite meme was, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!